On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, it's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And again, and as always, thank you so much for watching the channel. It means a lot to me, and I'm very thankful for that. And there's another thing I'm very thankful for today, and that is to tell you guys I was wrong. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today, like I said, I'm here to tell you guys about how wrong I am about the McLaren. I said I couldn't reset the service indicator, and I didn't think there was a way to do it without the Leonardo computer, which is what a lot of the McLaren techs use, or the M Engineering dongle, which, as far as I can tell, is VIN locked per vehicle for $4,000 a pop. And I'm not even sure that can clear the indicator. It'll let you tune these things, but I'm not sure it'll let you clear the indicator. And then I pulled out my big Autel, the MS909, and I have this problem where I keep carrying my 808 around. It's a great scanner, but it doesn't have like the big shop pro capabilities the 909 has. But it's just so portable that I just take it with me, and I'm like, yeah, I can do everything. And of course, I plugged the McLaren into the 808, and it said the vehicle wasn't supported. And then I went and pulled out my 909, sitting on the floor in the office, and there's a McLaren section. And lo and behold, with an active subscription, you should be able to decode the VINs on the McLaren and reset the service indicator. So let's find out together right now. Really? The key's in my pocket. So right before I came out here to show you guys this, I updated all of the software on the tablet. It should be completely up to date. Let's get this thing on. All right. Okay, diagnostics, McLaren. It's connected to the internet. It's not connected to the internet. The tablet does have to be connected to the internet to work on McLaren's, because apparently it pulls all the VIN info down from an online database, and it's apparently very specific. So, auto selection, read VIN. Please work. Well, maybe not. I tried this last night and I got the same error, failed to access the server address, and I don't know what's going on with that. I guess I wasn't wrong. I gave up on the diagnostics, went to the hot functions, and I cannot reset oil life. Womp womp. I don't know why. It doesn't really make any sense. I might actually kind of cheat and try this as a 650S, since that's, of course, what came right after the 12C. It's its successor, and maybe we'll have some luck there, but I don't think it's gonna work at all. This doesn't make any sense. I have heard that maybe only the Ultra can do this, but I sure thought I had this in the bag. Oh well, it was worth a try, and with all these updates on here, we can work on Teslas. Hint, hint. All right, I bought the dead Tesla. Here it sits all aired out, looking sad. And we are gonna move it today. So that is our game plan here. Hopefully we can get this thing on a rollback. I think that's the only way we're gonna be able to move this car, because it is so unbelievably low. So there's a rollback on the way. We'll figure this out together. All right, guys, we've rigged up a solution to tow the old Model S before the iHook models without tearing up the front bumper. So this is super solid. It's all welded in here. It's a nice structure, but it's only 1/8" steel. We were gonna hook it, but instead, this is probably the solution for a really nice hook point without tearing the thing out. And obviously the whole front end just pops off with one little clip so that you can get your jump pack on there. So this thing's in tow mode. I think the battery's dead already, but if you ever need tow mode on your Tesla, go to the screen, controls, service, tow mode, and you're good to go. And of course the window is stuck down again, so I gotta undo all this here in a few. I wonder what the news is doing over here. That's super weird. These guys are, it looks like they're just cleaning up this rental house or something, but we got the news here. The air suspension is all the way down. Okay. I was like, good thing you got some wood.
Yeah, I got boards for sure.
Almost there. The moment of truth. We'll see if I actually got this thing in tow mode here. It sure said it was. Yeah, the knot was slipping a little, but uh-oh, now we're flying. You're on. One quick adjustment and this thing is all the way up on. It is incredibly low, so they had to back the truck back up with the wood and pull it on. Good to go. All right, we made it. The Tesla is dropped off, and yes, I'm going to continue calling it that forever because saying Tesla is ridiculous, and it should just be a Z. It sounds cooler, is far better. So this thing is dropped off here at German Motor Works and completely dead again. Obviously, I have to hook the truck up to it just to even open the doors. It's very, very dead. You have to hook the thing up and then wait for the entire car to boot, and then usually the key doesn't work, so you have to use the app to actually access this thing. It is dead as a doornail. So I gotta tell you guys what I paid for it now. This thing should be roughly a $30,000 car, 2013. It doesn't really have any options, no AP1, no AP2. The only thing that's really cool is the fact that it's on the 21-inch Sonic carbon turbines. Those are a very cool wheel, although they've been plastidiped, and that plastidip doesn't look amazing, I gotta say. It's flaking off all over the place. It has, like I said, no AP1, no AP2, no MCU2. I don't think it's even had the eMMC upgrade to the bigger flash storage, so it doesn't have the log overflow that a bunch of these things had early on. So the touchscreen, the main touchscreen, is incredibly slow. I mean, it's a bad interface today. It might have been cool when it came out and it might have been snappy, but with all the software upgrades over the years, it's pretty bad now. I mean, you turn on the lights, or turn off the lights, and it has this animated slider, and the slider's like, like what? Like, come on. So this thing was the pinnacle of technology when it came out with the NVIDIA Tegra, and the new one is just, the new ones are leaps and leaps and bounds. I'd say they're an entire order of magnitude better than the old cars like this. But it still looks good. It still looks like all the rest because they hardly ever changed the Model S other than the front bumper refresh. Obviously I don't have that, but I kind of like the old grille. It just kind of works. So the owner was asking $18,000 and change. Obviously, like I said, it could be a $30,000 car, and he had offered it to me about a year ago when it broke for $17,500, and I was like, man, I'm interested if I can fix it. But then, of course, after I talked to Rich, he was like, just walk away from the deal. And a lot of you guys said the same, but also I'd say it's 50-50. I like 50% of you guys said, obviously fix this, we want to see the electric car, and 50% of you were like, you're gonna get burnt, don't take it. And then I was talking to the owner and I was like, look dude, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to offer you, I don't know what would be fair to you. I don't think I really want it, especially at $17,500. And he said, how about $7,000? And I was like, all right, deal. What else are you supposed to say at $7,000? I mean, the wheels bring an easy $1,000. No matter what, the part out value is greater than $7,000. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna part this out or if I was gonna fix it. You guys wanna see it fixed. So I bought a battery this morning, and hopefully it doesn't take too long to get here. It's freight, you know, you really never know what those timelines are gonna look like. But there's a battery for this car with half the miles on the way, and it's guaranteed. So hopefully this works. Now that isn't all this car needs, even though it's most of it. It needs a key. If you can see this, the key was chewed up by a dog or something like that, and it barely works. The actual key is just destroyed. It obviously needs the 12-volt lithium battery. It is destroyed as well from sitting for so long. If I pull the truck off it, even after it's been sitting there powering the thing for 2-3 hours, it's dead within 1 minute. The whole car shuts back down and there is nothing left. You can't even move it. The driver door handle is broke too. The switches break on these a lot, but also the little gear paddle that the gear motor runs to bring those in and out automatically, that's they strip out or I think it's actually the pivot that breaks out. So this one is very broken. You can hear the motor run, but it never comes out. And these ones work just fine, but of course it's all electronic, so even if the handles are out, it doesn't do anything. And I know the door is already stuck shut, but there's a leather piece of the pillar. You can see it, basically that scooped leather piece over there right in front of the seat. That is all torn up on the driver's side from people getting in and out of this car. Like I said, it's got miles on it, you know? So not abnormal, and we've got a little bit of a to-do list. And I've got a PDR, this little crease right there, and this right there. So that's also on my to-do list to get this thing all straightened out. But I think with a good detail after all that, it should look nice and new again, and we'll have a car worth driving. I updated the software on my Autel so I could talk to this thing, and I tried everything in the book to make the air suspension raise before we got here and dealt with this on the tow truck, and there was nothing I could do. I took the Milwaukee compressor, hooked it up to the the special port that they use at the factory to fill the air tank for the air suspension. They pre-fill it with nitrogen to make sure it's an inert gas and it's dry, so they're not putting any moisture into the system. And when they fill it up, they do that. Obviously the air compressor just draws straight air through a filter, so it can get moisture in the system. So I used the Milwaukee compressor, aired the thing up to 90 psi, and the air suspension would not move. I couldn't command any of it with my Autel, and I think that's because I didn't have the special Tesla cables installed on the Autel. So there's 3 special cables. They're all on the way. One of them is for the early cars like this, another one's for the later cars, and then there's another port behind the instrument cluster for diagnostics over IP, and that's a big part of the Teslas. So hopefully with all that, we'll be able to actually connect to the car with the Autel, do the diagnostics, and control things like the air suspension that we needed to be able to work on. Oh, and I kind of forgot the main instrument cluster screen is also dead. I know you guys have noticed that in the videos, it never turns on. That may be a function of the high voltage battery. I've heard some people say eventually it will boot. So I just don't know what's going to happen with the instrument cluster. It already has the bubbles in it, so we might have to replace that screen. It's not a big deal. I think it's a couple $100s. So there's a big to-do list. A lot of stuff to learn on this car. I'm very excited to work on it. I'm just a little worried about the battery alignment thing. If you guys have ever seen the batteries come in and out, you're gonna see it soon, and it's a little bit tricky. You gotta have some precision alignment to get these things in and out. Anyway, that's it. I own a Model S now. It was unbelievably cheap. Maybe one of the cheapest clean title ones ever sold in the country. I kind of think it is, because like I said, it would part out for more than I paid. Huge thanks to Johnny for letting me abandon this thing here. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts, just like the one I'm wearing under here. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. These things are like an expensive rock without their 12-volt battery. You can't open the frunk, you can't open the hatch, you can't open the doors. You literally have to hook power up to them to even move them. So at least that front cover pops right off. It just takes a couple of seconds. And we found a cool way to tow it without tearing anything up. Just run your strap through the entire front crash bar. Thanks to Top Rated Towing 2 for picking up the Tesla in one shot. It was incredibly low, and they had no problem at all getting that thing on there without dragging anything. Honestly, one of the most impressive things I've seen. I know how hard I work to move cars with a trailer, and we were in and out of there with that rollback. So I'll throw a link to them in the description below, because lowered cars, tricky, and they had no problem with it.